Hi, I am Anurag Verma. I am the CEO of FN MathLogic Consulting Services. Ours is a very niche data science, machine learning, deep learning consulting and training company. We are based out of Gurgaon, and we like to work at the cutting edge of machine learning and deep learning techniques. Its potential is immense. Eventually, I think AI and machine learning is going to get embedded behind almost every decision-making process. Right? It's already happening in some of the more generic use cases, like you see on your phone, etc. AI is getting into all of those apps. So I think eventually, what's going to happen is that AI, all these algorithms, they'll get embedded in our daily lives. Even in companies, for all decision making, they'll be sort of AI enabled. Challenges, of course, in the short term, just like automation is going to, impact the jobs that human beings are doing. So it may cause sort of anxiety for people saying AI is going to replace them. Other challenge, like any other change, is the change management. Right? People are resistant to change, and they will resist and try to sabotage or whatever. Challenges, of course, is that like any other key technology, it can be misused by people to be more intrusive. Privacy could be a big casualty. Plus, it can be used to do a lot of bad things, like taking people and companies hijacking their resources. It can be used for a lot of different things. See, skills, I think we should differentiate between two types of skills. So one is the skill of a data scientist, that you need somebody to understand saying how these algorithms work and how to create new algorithms, or how to use the cutting edge algorithms that have been created, implement them in business process. But I think the bulk of jobs are not going to be there. It's going to remain only few people will be needed to do that kind of a thing. Bulk of the jobs that will get created is the skill to saying how do I use these AI solutions now and embed it into various processes. I think that's going to create 10x more jobs, or there'll be more people. So for example, there'll be more people who have to say, okay, how to build chatbots, rather than people who are doing that NLP research and saying, okay, how to make chatbot understand it. So we're going to get these nuggets or packaged solutions of the various components. And I think the real skill will be saying, how do I put all these components together in order to create a process or a work that is more efficient. I think that's where there is definitely need for people who understand the technology, how to take it forward. But I think there's even greater need for people who will say, okay, understand the potential of the technology, understand what are the limitations, and accordingly build products around them. So it's not only about saying PhDs who are going to say, okay, this is the cutting edge algorithm I'm going to work with. I think once those algorithms are there, how do I use the the productivity that to how we use them to create more efficient process, to create more productivity. We work at sort of cutting edge. So we are a very niche company, and we actually spend 30-40% of our time researching about new things that are coming on, both in terms of technology, in terms of techniques, and trying to see, okay, what we think is going to be successful and going to be useful for companies. So on that front, 2020 is where is busy as always. There are new techniques coming out in NLP, in video analytics, or in general, a lot of improvements on how these can be taken up. So I think from our perspective, there's a lot of things to digest, and our whole task is saying, okay, look at what is happening in the market and focus it so that, okay, what we think is going to succeed in the market.
What do you think of Cypher, the event?
Yeah, Cypher, actually it's a great event. So I think we've been attending other events of Analytics India MAG, but this is the first time I am attending Cypher. So I'm amazed to see the kind of participation that is there. It looks like you have the who's who of the industry, very core group attending the event, and I have connected with actually a lot of my previous ex-colleagues or friends who are here in this industry. I think we need a lot more of these events that create awareness. So I think if you look at from India as a country, from that perspective, we are sort of lagging behind in adoption of AI and ML and think compared to, let's say, what is some of the US, Europe, or even China. I mean, China is way ahead, and I think some of it is we need a lot more of these awareness concept conferences for people to realize saying it is not something exotic that I can only, or AI ML is only for if you want to do very some exotic thing. It can be used in your day-to-day process, and unless people understand that, they're not going to be there's not going to be enough adoption.